Welcome to The Artist Tries to Make Me Lose My Voice by making a super long video. If you have any desire to go anywhere near a bathroom or something, maybe want to pause the video and go, because this one's like 15 minutes long. And the worst part is, it's not actually as long as what she recorded, because she apparently left the camera on for like 4 hours. So when I first started rendering this, I'm sitting there going, oh my god, it's a 30-minute video. Who's going to watch a 30-minute video of her coloring? I mean, I'm not sure anybody's going to fully watch a 15-minute video of her coloring, in all honesty. Assuming that she's not going to ride a unicycle while on fire. Or, you know, something like that. The worst part is, even if she was riding a unicycle while on fire right now, you wouldn't know. It's all just focused at the paper. I mean, maybe you'd see some flame and the lighting effects. Though given how much light she puts on that piece of paper, I don't think flames next to it would really show up. Probably next to the sun. You know, you probably wouldn't really notice it. So, we decided that we needed something a little bit more complicated for some of the shows. And we decided Bloody Marys anymore are super complicated. I mean, people have these Bloody Mary bars where it's like, oh, let's stick a cheeseburger on there, and a steak, and some chicken wings, and we'll call that a drink. And while we really love the idea of it, I hope nobody actually tries to drink out of it while there's a cheeseburger sticking out of it. It seems like that's a great way to get a couple eye injuries. I mean, the celery stalk that you normally put in them is bad enough as it is. And I have actually seen somebody poke their eye with a celery stalk, so I'm not sure how people are faring with the whole cheeseburger on a skewer. The worst part is, they're always the tiny little sliders. So I wonder how many people have had it just slowly creep down the skewer and into their Bloody Mary. Which is probably fine for the Bloody Mary, but it's less fine for the actual burger. So I suppose you can look at it sort of like ketchup. Very alcoholic ketchup. I love how in this piece, it's finally spread out enough for each of the colors that she has to do like a little bit on everything all at once. That way she doesn't have to cycle through the markers quite as quickly. Though, in all honesty, do you look at the tiny bit of color on the hard hats and how long she spent on it? No wonder we're going to be here for 15 minutes. I mean, there's not even that much to snark about when you're doing coloring in tiny little, you know, millimeter-sized areas. I mean, not that the Bloody Mary doesn't look great, but, you know, that's like all the color here right now. You see her putting marker to the paper, supposedly, but I mean, is she really coloring on some of this, or is she just, you know, faking us out? Yeah, oh yeah, that's fine. But I mean, you know, she did part of an elephant over there. Maybe she forgot about him. See, does that look like she did anything? I don't think she did anything there. I think that was probably just making her look busy. Once again, this is a piece with absolutely no blue in it. Well, at least I don't think there's any blue in it. I don't think you could really talk anybody to eating a blue chicken wing. You know, a blueberry sauce on one would be a little bit odd to start with. But I think just the disconcerting blue color would probably get most people to go, nah, I'll pass on that. Even if it is discount. Though I don't know. I mean, we live in a college town. Students get hungry. They might eat just about anything. So, in case you guys didn't get the joke, she's coloring in the construction crane right now. It's funny how the construction crane is the only one not lifting anything, though. Except a clipboard. I mean, I suppose that's what most bosses do, but really, shouldn't the construction crane be, you know, lifting something heavy? That's a lot of work to make something gray. A lot of markers, too. Maybe she has too many gray markers. Not enough blue ones. Maybe she just made all the blue ones into gray ones. I don't know. I mean, I'm sort of concerned about this sort of grayish giraffe. Maybe her reference picture was in black and white. And then, you know, looked at a second one and went, oh no, it's orange. Ish. I don't know. They don't really fit super well into, like, color tones of anything. Because, like, if you do them, like, totally accurately, I don't think anybody who doesn't see them on a normal basis would be like, oh, that's a giraffe. That's why the Toys R Us mascot was, like, neon yellow. I mean, honestly, you could have mistaken him for Big Bird in a lot of places. But that's what, I don't know, we as Americans think of giraffes as being. Even though we've seen them. I mean, I don't know of many zoos that don't have a giraffe or two. I don't know if that's because, like, they don't really have an urge to go anywhere as long as there's food. Or, like, they're super easy to breed or something. But, I mean, they're one of those creatures that everybody's got one. So I'm pretty sure everyone's seen one. But nobody looks at, like, the neon yellow Jeffrey the giraffe and goes, oh, why is he yellow? Well, the giraffes at the zoo weren't yellow. Though, you know, I've been to many zoos, but I wouldn't necessarily put it past people painting a giraffe. I mean, that would be sort of interesting. Make sure that it's more recognizable to the patrons. I mean, sort of like this. Well, he looked blue. But, I mean, it's still a gray hippo. Maybe people would be more interested if they were blue. Ooh, they could dye the water, because they're always in the water. Yeah. Ooh, super blue hippos. It's probably not good for them, though, living in blue water. And here's another super colorful gray creature. It's a really good thing that Bloody Mary's like bright red, given how gray everything else here is. Gray crane, sort of brownish gray antelope, sort of grayish, you know, giraffe, gray hippo, gray rhino, gray elephant. Yeah, I should just, like, call this her gray period. You know, other artists have their blue period, and we went through that already. I mean, you guys saw the other videos. So now that we're past the blue period, we're into the gray period. I feel like there should be something better to call an artist's body of work during a time rather than a period. I don't know. That has other connotations in this day and age. But I don't really think we're going to be like, oh, it was her gray proclivity. I think that's too long. And saying, oh yeah, it was her gray crap. Yeah, that's going to mean something totally different. Yeah, especially in like a clinical hospital setting. That's probably a cause for an ER trip at minimum. There we go, coloring more gray stuff. I mean, what am I supposed to say if she's like coloring a burger? Very, very, very small parts of a burger. I mean, ooh, I think you could have actually cooked a burger in the time that she took to color this. Though I think that would have done really horrible things to my scanner. Just plopping a burger on there. Whole Bloody Mary. Yeah, it would have been really messy. And there's our little fuzzballs interference. I wonder how many hours of lost productivity he really represents. From all the time he just jumps up and sits on her work, demanding attention. Though the worst part is that tells me I can tell you what time of day this was done. Because that has to have been about 2 hours before his actual dinner time. Because that's about when he starts bugging her. And the worst part is, how do you convince him that, you know, you don't need to be bugged when after a couple hours of being bugged, you do feed him. Though honestly, I'm coloring a cheeseburger so I can't feed you is not really an excuse any of us would take. You know, oh, I'm hungry. Yeah, but this cheeseburger needs some more detail. I need a cheeseburger. Yeah, I know, but as soon as I'm done coloring this one. I love the fact the little guy she's coloring right now This is probably one of the cutest guys of the whole piece. I mean, I like the mouse too. I mean, he's pretty cute. But here he is, over off in the corner. Tiny little thing. I mean, she probably did like 8 to 10 versions of this guy. Not to mention getting, you know, the sync right and all that, since, you know, we had real debates on which type of sync it should be. But, you know, all that time spent over there in the little corner. And there's the cat, making sure that, you know, she doesn't actually get work done again. I mean, this is getting to be a real habit, I gotta say. Just, you know, half a cat. And there goes the camera. I wonder if she didn't notice that, you know, they knocked the camera way off. Or if she just looked at it and went, yeah, that's close enough. Don't care. But check out all those markers. You know, she's got this big ceramic bowl over here where she can put the markers as she's using them. That way she can keep track of what they are and hold them up so you guys can see them at the end of the videos. I don't know if that's actually helpful to anyone beyond going, wow, that's a lot of markers for not that much color. Well, at least when she does all the gray like this piece. Oh, and there she goes. I guess she had to fix it before she got back to work. And that was the part where she had like 4 hours worth of nothing. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess we could have talked through that, but I don't think any of us were ready for watching the lights dim as, you know, darkness came. I could have made some really, you know, good like, oh no, the light is fading, we're going away, sort of jokes, but I don't know, just wasn't that interesting. Now you look at all the time she spent on the piece in the first place, and here she is drawing it again, just flatter and grayer. Yeah, and did you see that tool? If you got an artist in your life, understand they love tools, especially tools that mimic other tools. Like, you look at that and go, haha, it's a ruler. But, you know, this one has the lines that a ruler would have drawn, so woohoo. I mean, we've got things that make circles. We got things that make ellipses. We have things that make things that are halfway between an ellipse and a circle, I guess. Not quite as ellipsy. Tons of stuff like that. Yeah, I'm amazed at how many gadgets they make just for, you know, drawing things. She has like 8 different types of pencils. And here we are, uncoloring again. Just left it white in the first place. Wouldn't be here all this time. I'm sure you've probably tuned out by this point because, I mean, it's been over 12 minutes. Jeez. But if you haven't, I appreciate you sticking it out. And given the rendering software has made me re-record this like 4 times, I've spent at least an hour watching this. I feel like we really need to talk about that unicycle and, you know, flaming bagpipe thing that she needs to do while coloring. Something to add a little bit more interest to this. What do you think? Leave a comment. Yeah, check out all those markers. They were even in the bowl this time. So, anyways, this is where I say, check us out on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram. You saw all those markers. You know, feel free to support us on Patreon so she can buy more and a bigger bowl to hold them in, I guess. Check out our website. I'll see you all next time for something that's hopefully shorter.